So it tells you to factor 3x minus 8. So this, okay, just a quick thing. This one is slightly different, not slightly different, it has one more step. The denominator. The denominator is not factored. You have to factor it so that you can break it down as the two factors. So that's going to be your first step. It tells you also. It says factor the denominator and then rewrite as the sum of the fractions with a and b as numerator. So just look at the previous work that we did. It's just one more step. It'll be one step behind or ahead or whatever. Yeah. So there's one more step in the beginning. So let's go ahead and do that. And like I said, I'll start putting up the work little by little, but I need you to stay ahead of me so that you can check if you're getting it right.
I know. Everyone owes up. So I don't know. I'm getting more soon.
All right, let me go ahead and start putting the book. Okay, so I hope everybody got the first step okay. Hopefully everybody's factors are okay. Let's go ahead and do that. Step 2 is a key step where you're this step 2 is where you break it into partial fractions. That's exactly what you're doing. You don't know the values of a and b, but step 2 is partial fractions. You're rewriting as partial fractions, sorry. That's what you're doing in step 2, rewriting as partial fractions. How are we doing? Everybody okay with step 2? Rewriting as partial fractions. Again, if you're stuck anywhere, please call me. The quiz next class will have this. We'll go over the homework first. We'll see if you have any questions. And then only we'll start the quiz. So we want to make sure that meaning on the quiz. On the quiz, they may be, I actually haven't created the quiz, so I don't know what to tell you,
Nobody understands. I'm like, yeah, no shit. It's so bad. Don't actually. Let's just be alive. In this way, you use the right process. We're using it position. before you're ready to do cornball. What cornball?
I didn't get it in my office, and I showed up at the end of the year. He's like, okay, guys, anyone who's so good, come get candy now. You probably read them.
Okay, did everybody get this at the end of step 3?
Yeah.
Please let me know. I will be glad to explain any of it on step 3. This is what you should be left with. So you're left only with all the denominators are gone. And if you're not clear what we did on step 3, please ask. How are we doing? Okay, after this, if nobody has questions till step 3, let's go ahead and do step 4 and step 5. They go together. First you solve for A, then you solve for B. By setting the other variable to 0, by using a certain x value. You guys got it? Yeah.
No. Exactly. Training is good.
Alright, so I am hearing a lot of discussion on fractions. Yes, A and B are fractions in this case. Unfortunately, I know a lot of us don't like working in fractions, but A and B are fractions. B will also be a fraction, just to give you a heads up. So let's go ahead and solve for B. So this is step 4. This is step 4. I just did step 4.
It's weird. It's weird.
Legitimately the same paragraph over and over.
You should did this. Well, just on instinct. I reached that graph.
Okay. Can we, if you got A and B, if you're still working on it, please continue working on it. Some of the key steps. Setting first in step 4, setting x to be 5. Step 5, setting x to be -1. Therefore, you will get this and you'll get this. Please look at the work and see if you got it. Yeah.
Don't say that. She doesn't want to be seen. She's lying. See, look, your eraser is returning. Look at this big roll. Oh! No, container. Oh. Okay. Still, like, starts. Oh. I wasn't around unless she told me. Nothing happened. Why did she tell you? I don't know. But there was a big crack, like, in the middle of it. I was like, oh my god. You can't tell me because I'm pregnant. She's like, what's that?
Okay. I put all the steps, still the final step. If you can all take a look. We still haven't done the check. We have to check. But let's go ahead and take a look and see if you... does this have to be rewritten as this? Probably yes, because for us to check, it will be hard to check if it's written in this form. 6 is the denominator. 7 over 6, 6 so 6 needs to be a part of the denominator in both the cases. Yes, the value of A is 7 over 6. One of them negative and both of them positive. Both are positive, right? Yeah, they're both positive. Sorry, yeah, did you call me? Yeah. Yeah.
For, like, okay, when you're putting, like if you're boxing an answer, you only box the right side. Like the whole right side is your answer.
Yeah, because also you have to, you can also say the partial fractions are, because that's what we are basically asking you for. So you can also say partial fractions are 7, 6 over x minus 5 and 11, 6 over x. You can even write it in this form. You can write it in this form or you can tell me what the two partial fractions are. Either one is acceptable, yeah.
So you would leave it like this?
You can leave it like that, yeah.
Okay, and even if you had a whole number, you would leave it like this? Like it would just be like this? So
like in the previous problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
And you just write the right side of it?
Right, yeah, that's fine. Because I think the question is decompose. So what I'm looking for are the two partial fractions. Yeah, but don't just give me A. Give me A over what's the. So I need to see this.
Oh, like you're saying
you can solve for
A equals and then the first one and then B equals the second one.
No, the final answer is like this. If you're not putting it in this form, you'll say the partial fractions are 7 over 6 x minus 5, because I need to sorry, here we go. I need to make sure that you understand that 7 over 6 goes along with x minus 5. And then the second partial is 11 over 6 x plus 1. Sorry, yeah? So this is also acceptable.
What if I were to write like the original equation equals and then like the partial?
Oh yeah. So you can basically, you're talking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally fine. Yeah. I've just not written this, totally fine. Yeah. This is acceptable. This is acceptable. Any of this is. But just don't. Okay, so the question I've been asking is what are the different forms of answers I'll accept. Obviously this is fine. If you just tell me that you add these two to get 3x minus 8. Or I'm okay with this also, because that's what you're being asked for. What are the two partial fractions of the original rational function? So my partial fractions are 7 over 6 multiplied by x minus 5 and 11 over 6 x plus 1. So those are my two partial fractions. So either one of them is an acceptable answer. Right? So don't learn. Okay, this is what I don't want. I don't want you to tell me A is this and B is this. You need to tell me A goes with which denominator, B goes with which denominator. That is important. That is important. So that's what you're being asked for. A and B are just in between steps. Okay, we have to still check. We're not done checking, but I want to make sure that everybody understands, has no questions. Again, I want to stress that A goes along with x minus 5 because that's how I set it up initially, and B goes along with x plus 1 because that's how I set it up. So that is important because if you switch it up, your check won't work. So be careful about that. Okay, let's do a check. There's no space here, so I'm going to go to the top. I have some space here, so you guys, wherever you get space, do your check. So basically all I have to do is 7, 6, x minus 5 plus 11, 6, x plus 1 equals what? So let's go ahead and add this up and see if we get 3x minus 8 over this. Okay, that's your check. So this is where I'm doing the check. So my common denominator is going to be 6 is the common denominator, so I write 6 only once. X minus 5, x plus 1. I multiply 7 with x plus 1 because that's missing. I multiply 11 with x minus 5 because that's missing. Is everybody okay with this check so far? Everybody doing okay with it? Yeah, yes, we. Yeah. Why do I include the 6? Why, okay, I think I'm not following your question. Your question is why am I including the 6? No. Oh, numerator, because 6 is the common denominator. Okay, so remember let me show you the step that I'm not writing. So when you're doing the check, remember you want the same denominator, common denominator, right? So the common denominator is 6 is there in both, so you write it only once, right? Okay, maybe I need a separate piece. You get it now? Yeah, okay. Okay, that was a good question. Everybody got how we got from step 1 to step 2 with the common denominator and what? So you remember you only multiply the fraction with the missing denominator. So this already has 6 and x minus 5, so only x plus 1 is missing. And the second one has 6 and x plus 1, so only x minus 5 is missing. Okay, that was a good question. Anybody else? It is easy to get confused. Okay, so all I have to do now is to add the numerator, and then you will see that the 6 strikes out. The 6 will simplify. So you will see that. Anyway, finish up the numerator, simplifying the numerator, and everybody okay with so far with the check with the numerator and the denominator? Did everybody get 18x minus 48 on the numerator? Okay. What I notice is in my original, this is still not the same. They're not the same, especially the denominator. Especially the numerator. Numerator is 3x minus 8, and this is 18x minus 48. But I do see there is a 6 hanging around here, and both of them are factors of 6. 6 times 3 and 6 times 8. So can we pull 6 out? Cross it out and you will get 3x minus 8. So that's our next step. So I am pulling 6 out. Okay, I'm going to leave it up for a few minutes and see how you guys are doing.